Hello and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build the Water Rush minigame from Stampy's Funland. So, without further ado, let's get to the build. In this chest you can see all the resources you're going to need for today's project. In the description of this video I've put all of the exact values in case you're building this in survival mode. So, take a good look, and once you have everything in this chest, we can get on with it. The area you're going to need is a 52 block long by 41 block wide area, and to place our first blocks of gravel we're going to come in 23 blocks from the left and dig out 2 spaces and fill them in with gravel. Then we're going to break out a further 4 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides, and fill this in with gravel. Then on the left we're going to break 1, 2, and then a further 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the row right next to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then coming off of the end of this, we're going to break out 3 blocks horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, and then another 4 of the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to the left, we're going to break out 3 blocks, and then another 3, and then another 3. And then coming off of this, another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, with this path only being 2 blocks wide. And then we're going to break 1 to the right, and then another 4 coming off of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally 2 blocks to the right, and this takes us to where the entrance to the obstacle course will be. And then coming back to the right hand side, we're going to break up 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is coming off of our central area. Then to the right of this, we're going to go for another 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then break 1 to the right, and including this, count up another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one is there. Then off to the left, another 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for this next one we're going to come 2 blocks to the right rather, so 1, 2, and then 5 including this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then left another 2, and then another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to connect to where the ladder up to the dojo will be, we're going to break out another 9 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1 to the left, and this will be where the ladder is. Then if we come right back to the start, 4 blocks up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to break out 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to build the central path, where the shark will get knocked down if the dolphins make it to the end of the obstacle course, we're going to come to this spot and break out 1 to the left, and then a 2x2 area above it, and then 2 to the left, and 2 above it, and then 2 to the left like so, and then we're going to break a 3x3 area with this block being the middle point, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to break out the 2 blocks in the upper right, and then 1 more, and then turning to the right we're going to break out a 3x2 area like so. And then coming up and to the left, we're going to break a 3x6 long area. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and destroy all of this. And then we're going to fill in this whole path here with gravel, and then we'll be done. Now that that is done, we can start work on the dojo part. So we're going to come to our topmost path here, which should be 3 wide, and off of this, we're going to place a spruce log to the left and to the right of the corners of the gravel path. We're going to fill in the 3 blocks in the ground in between this with stone bricks, and then we're going to take these so that they are a further 4 blocks taller, making them 5 blocks in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And then we're going to place 4 fences on either side and then connect them up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put one in the middle, and then finally a row of spruce logs over the top of it. Now to create our walls, we're going to start by going a further 4 blocks out on either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same on this side. And then we're going to build them up so that they're at the same height as our previous columns, like this. Then we're going to fill in the area in between it, apart from the top row, with snow blocks, so it should be a 3 by 3 square. And then we're going to cover it in spruce logs and repeat the same thing on the other side. Now the other 3 walls are going to be identical, so it's going to be essentially what we did on the front, except it's going to be 3 squares of snow. So we do 1, 2, 3, and then we build up our column. 1, 2, 3, then we build up our column. And then 1, 2, 3, and we build up our column. And you'll know you've done it right because this should now line up with the block right in front of the gravel path here. So we're going to repeat this for all the walls. So 1, 2, 3, build up our column. 1, 2, 3, build up our column. And you get the picture by now, so let's get this done nice and quickly. Build it like so. And then once we've done with all this, we're going to fill in the gaps in between with snow blocks and then put a further layer of logs on top of it. Like this, place our 3 blocks, do our square, place our 3 blocks, so on and so forth until we've got 4 walls for our dojo. And the next layer above this is going to be fairly similar, but there'll be some slight differences that I'll have to show you. Okay, the next part that we're going to build is the roof area that comes on the second layer. So we're going to start by building a layer of stone bricks on top of our spruce logs, like so, coming all the way around, and this is what we're going to place our stone brick stairs on top of. So we fill it in like this, and then coming off of all sides of this we're going to fill in with stone brick stairs, but we're going to leave the corners empty. So come all the way along like this, hoping not to miss any blocks, like so. And then on the top layer, we are going to fill in all of the sides as well as the corners with stone bricks to create a fully fledged roof. And then we're going to add in some corner features to properly give it that dojo style. So in order to do the corner parts of the build, we're going to start by placing a stone brick, and then any temporary blocks coming off of it in either direction. And then facing from the inside, we're going to place 2 stone brick stairs on top of these, and then destroy our temporary blocks, and then that's going to create a bit of a lip on every corner. So we're going to repeat that another 3 times, like so, placing our stairs to make sure that they are facing outwards and they're 1 block above the stone block. Like this, and then we're just going to do it 1 more time, and then we can start working on the next layer. So now that we've done that, we can come to the center here, and we're going to do 1 more layer of stone bricks on the inside just to give us a platform for us to build the next walls on. You don't have to use stone bricks for this part as it won't be visible, so if it's easier just to use dirt or something a bit cheaper, then go for it. So to do the second wall, it's going to be a much shorter, so we're only going to come to each corner and build up 3 spruce logs, like so, giving us a full set of 4 walls. And then instead of doing 3 sets of 3 by 3 squares, we're instead only going to do a 2 by 2 square, then a column, and then a 3 by 2 square, and then a column, and then a 2 by 2 square. And then cover this in spruce logs, and we're going to repeat this for every side. So 2 blocks of snow, then a column, 3 blocks of snow, then a column, and then 2 blocks of snow. And then you get the picture. And we're just going to repeat this on every single side. We're not worrying about how the interior looks because that will be where all of our redstone is going. So good luck trying to turn that into a nice little inside because it's going to be very cramped in there, but I've done my best to make the redstone as simple as possible. I mean, it's essentially just a bunch of wires going to the other side, so it's nothing too complicated. Then we can take our stone bricks and create a final layer on top of all of this, filling in the inside as well. Now that you're done with that, we can take our stone brick stairs and place another layer going around the edges, once again missing out the corners. We fill them in like this, and then what we're going to end up doing is building those corners just like we did before to give it that extra bit of style. Because it just adds a nice bit of shape to the build. So we take our stone bricks, place 2 temporary blocks, stone brick stairs facing in the opposite directions, and then we just repeat that for every single corner. Like so. We're just going to do that 2 more times. And now we can try and create the seating area where the Game Master works from. So to start, we're going to begin by placing 6 high spruce log columns in each corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat this on every single corner, making sure that they are the right height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the final one over here. And then we're going to come to the side that faces where our leftmost path goes, and here we're going to take our oak fences and place one coming outwards and then connecting up the 2 columns, so that we end up with something that looks like this. Then we're going to repeat the same on the opposite side, making sure to come out 1 block with the fences and then building all the way back. But then for the other 2 connections, they're just going to connect up normally without going out by 1 block. So this is going to create a slightly rectangular roof when we do fill it in. And for that, we're going to take our stone brick stairs and build them going all the way around the outside. This roof doesn't have any of the little curls at either corner, so it's just going to fully fill, not missing out the corners, like this. And then once we're done with this first outside layer, we're going to do another one on top of it, which is just going to be 1 block shorter, and it's going to lay itself on top of all the fences this time, instead of coming out from them. And then once we're done with this final layer of stairs, we're going to quickly fill in the middle of this with stone bricks. And then we're also going to connect the spruce columns at the bottom with fences, so as to provide some railings so that we don't accidentally fall off, because it's turning into quite the tall dojo. And then once we're done with this, we're going to add some extra fences around the outside to add some styling. So underneath all of the roofs coming at the bottom, we're just going to place a row of fences going around the entire outside, just to add some, well, pretend support so it doesn't look like the roofs are just floating off the side. Here we go, and we're going to repeat the exact same thing for the other roof, like so. And then once we're done with this, we're going to create the seat at the top and then all of the buttons where each of the obstacles can be activated from. So almost done now. Now we can get to work on that. So to create our control panel and seating area, we're going to go over to the left side of the dojo, which is where the front of it's going to be, so where we have this entrance. And we're going to come up to the top, and right at the front here, in the middle, we're going to place a piece of purple wool. Then we're going to place a stone brick slab to the left and to the right of it. And then on the right, we're going to place a dark green piece of wool. And on the left, a yellow piece of wool, with a further stone brick slab on either side. Then, 1 block behind this purple block, we're going to stick down a piece of red wool, and then a column that's 2 blocks high of white wool on either side. Then behind this, we're going to create a 2x3 rectangle of white wool and build this up another 2 blocks. and then that ends up creating an armchair for the shark to sit in. Then around the outside of the chair, we're going to place a ring of stone bricks. So coming all the way around, the only place it not going is right in front. And then in the middle at the back, we're going to place a piece of red wool, which is going to have our lever that we can use to start the course. And then on either side, we're going to put down a stone brick slab. Then, on the red wool, we're going to place our lever. And on the 3 other pieces of coloured wool, we're going to place the buttons. Then on the sides of our armchair, we're going to place wooden pressure plates, the oak ones to be exact. And then coming to the back, we're going to create our ladder going up. So if we come down to the gravel path, we're going to build 4 ladders. And then we're going to have to destroy this fence here and the stairs above it and place another 2 ladders. And then we're going to place another 2 here. And then once again, we're going to have to destroy these 2 and do that. So that gives us a full path going up. And then finally, we're going to replace this fence here with an oak fence gate so that we can actually get inside the chamber. And with that completed, we're going to add just one more thing and then we'll be done with the dojo. And that is the chamber that the shark will fall into once the dolphins make it to the end of the obstacle course. So we're going to come to the entrance down here and we're going to destroy 2 blocks going backwards and fill them in with stone bricks. Then we're going to place a stone stair in the ground such that it's facing backwards. And then on either side, we're going to build up our spruce logs, like so that they end up being 4 blocks tall. And we're going to do that on both sides, like this. And then we're going to dig a 2-block deep hole here, and we're just going to surround the outside of it with stone bricks, so that we can't see any of the ugly dirt in this little pod. And this is where the water will go, so that the shark doesn't have too bad of a landing when he gets dropped. And then finally, we're just going to build up the spruce logs all the way to the roof here on each side, like so. Coming all the way up, just so it creates a nice tunnel, so that it doesn't get stuck anywhere. And then we're also going to place some snow blocks coming from where the fence is here to actually create our roof. Make sure they're a block above the fences. And then we're just going to fill in this bit with spruce logs as well. And then if we break the block here, we should be directly below where the red wool is. And we're just going to destroy these 3 blocks here and replace them with spruce logs. We can't destroy this one because it actually reveals where the seating area is. So now that we've done that, we can actually begin work on the obstacle course. To do so, we're going to come to the very edge of our path here, and in this top left block, on the left path here, we're going to go up by 2 blocks, so we're going to miss this one, and then this one we're going to break and replace with a piece of blue wool. Then, to the left of this, we're going to place 10 pieces of sand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you've marked out your area like I have, this should come to the exact border of it. This will be as far as it goes to the left. Now, coming back from it, we're going to go a further 21 blocks, including this. So this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then we're going to connect this up into one big rectangle. So we want to come all the way to the left until we can see that we're in line with the other piece of sand. And then we're just going to connect it up. And this is going to form the base of our obstacle course. Then, coming back to this piece of blue wool, we're going to expand it out by another further 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to bring it back all the way to the end of the sand, but we're going to leave 1 block. So it's not going to come right to the edge of it. It's just simply going to connect up right before the end of our building. Then we're going to fill it in with blue wool. Like this, coming all the way around. And then, here, we're going to place a line of blue wool going all the way to the end, but missing out this first block, because that is where our sandstone slab is going to go to actually give a step up to the obstacle course. So we're just going to fill all of this in with blue wool, all the way up to this point, leaving this for now, but this will eventually expand upwards. And then in this space here is where the pool's going to go for the dolphins to fall into so that they don't actually get hurt from being knocked off the obstacle course. So, what I want you to do is dig this out 3 blocks deep, fill in all of the walls with blue wool, and then fill this entire thing in with water. So, let's get to it. With that now done, you should end up with this pool that is 3 blocks deep and it's covered in blue wool on all sides. Now if you've got that, we can start the next part, which is actually building up this structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to this corner here next to the sandstone slab, and I'm going to give numbers which we're going to count out for both sand, cyan wool and light blue wool. So to start, we're going to have 15 blocks of sand wrapping round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we're going to have 2 blocks of cyan wool. Then 8 pieces of sand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to have another 2 blocks of cyan wool. And now 9 sand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 1 piece of sand, and then we're just going to fill in the rest of it with sand. Here we are, coming all the way around, and that completes the first layer of the structure. Now for the next one, we're going to start in this corner again, and we're going to place 2 blocks of cyan wool, then 2 sand, then 5 cyan, then 2 pieces of sand, and then 7 cyan wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 5 sand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 8 cyan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, not that one there. Then 3 sand, then 4 cyan, then 5 sand. And now this is where it changes a little bit. We're going to leave this block empty because this is where the dispensers for the water is eventually going to end up. So we leave this empty. Then 1 sand, 3 cyan, then 1 leaving empty again, then 3 sand, then 1 piece of cyan, leave this empty again, 3 sand, and then 1 cyan, and that completes our 3rd layer of the structure. Now for the 4th layer, we're going to simply fill in both sides and the back with cyan wool, but make sure to leave the front empty. So we're going to wrap all the way around until it forms a U shape, and then we're going to have to go a bit more exact with which blocks we place down at the front. So this is pretty much where the sand at the bottom comes to an end. Now that we're at the front, we're going to start by placing 1 piece of cyan wool, 1 piece of sand, 8 cyan, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to place 2 pieces of sand, 5 cyan wool, and then finally 1 sand and 1 cyan, and that should take you right up to the end. So for the 5th layer, this is going to be a bit easier for us because it essentially copies a pattern. So we're going to start by placing 2 pieces of light blue wool, then 3 pieces of cyan, and now from this point on we're just going to alternate between placing 3 blocks of each. So 3 light blue, then 3 cyan, and we're going to repeat this all the way up until just before the end of the back here. So keep going until you'll notice that we get 3 and it leaves 1 more block. So we're just going to fill this in with cyan. Then we're going to keep going with the pattern, 3 of that, 3 cyan, and then here we're going to go right to the end and then extend another 4 blocks of light blue around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to keep going. So 3 blocks of cyan, 3 blocks of light blue, just keep going until eventually it should end with the cyan reaching perfectly here. And now, for the next bit, we're going to place light blue wool on top of all of the parts that have cyan underneath it. So if we do that, what we'll end up with is a wave-like pattern, which you'll recognize from his build. So we just go all the way around, making sure to cover the cyan blocks with light blue. And that gives us our first stripe. Now, what we're going to do for this next bit is we're going to repeat this 4 more times. So essentially, on top of every single block of light blue wool, you're going to place 2 blocks of cyan, then you're going to place the light blue again. And you're just going to repeat that for every single time there's a piece of light blue. So here we would do 2 blocks of cyan, then a block of light blue. And I want you to do that until you end up with 4 stripes wrapping around the entire building. So, let's get to it. Once you've done that, you should end up with something that looks like this, making sure that you have 4 stripes going all the way around. Now, to finish off the top, we're going to start by just filling in all the gaps between the light blue with cyan wool. So coming around like so, making sure to fill in all of the gaps, because then we can finally top it off and add a roof to it, which will finish the main box of our build. Speaking of, the next step is to then just cover this entire thing in 1 more layer of cyan wool, including the middle, so we actually create a roof to it. And with that done, we can now begin making the actual obstacle course for the dolphins. So we're going to come around to the front here, and at the end here where we left this block, we're going to start by placing 2 up like this in front of it, and then we're going to build this up such that it ends up leaving a gap of 4 blocks here, and then we're going to build 1 more, and then we're going to fill in the entire row to the left, but leaving this block here so that we can create the water stream where the dolphins will climb up. So we're going to fill in all of this, coming all the way to the end, like so. Then coming back to this side, we're going to take our pressure pad, and we're going to place it here, because this will stop the water from escaping and messing up the system. So then, up here, we're going to build up another 5 blocks of blue wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to stretch it all the way to the end, but once again leaving a single block for our dolphins to get through. So we leave this block here, making sure to destroy it, and then we connect this coming all the way down. So we start to create a path that they have to take. Now to actually get the water for this bit, we're going to come up to the top right corner here, and we're going to break out this block, place a piece of cyan wool behind it, and then in here we're going to place a water bucket. And if you've done it correctly, it should just flow down and not spill anywhere. So now on this side, we're going to start by placing 2 blue wool up like this, just like we did on that side, which this is going to be half of what stops the water from escaping. Then we're going to place an oak pressure plate to the right, and then we're just going to simply encase the rest of this in blue wool, creating a big border going all the way around, because up here and to the right is where they will finish their journey, pull the lever, and then dunk the shark into the big tank of water. But then to actually create the fountain here, we're going to once again destroy the block in the top left, This time we're going to place light blue behind it to actually create the illusion that the pattern continues. And then we're going to put a water bucket in here. And that's going to flow down for us. So that has worked very well. Now the final step is we're going to take our lever here and we're going to place it here on the second block up. And this is where they can actually go, pull the lever and win the obstacle course. Now the next step is to actually get the obstacles working. And with that, that is part 1 of this 2-part build completed. I'll be releasing the second part in 24 hours tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!